What if I told you that a young woman named Emily took a job in a sprawling, mysterious mansion, completely unaware that the owner had been dreaming of her, literally seeing her face in his sleep for years? Can you imagine stepping into a life-changing opportunity, only to find out there's a secret waiting for you, one that's been whispering your name long before you arrived? That's the story we're diving into today, and trust me, it's going to twist and turn in ways you won't see coming. This isn't just another video. It's a journey into a world of mystery, romance, and secrets that'll have you questioning what's real and what's destined. So grab your favorite snack, get comfy, and let's unravel this together, because I promise by the end, you'll have the answers to the questions burning in your mind right now. Why was she chosen? What does the owner know? And what happens when dreams collide with reality? Stick with me, and let's find out. My name's your name, and I'm here to guide you through every chilling, thrilling moment of this tale. You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into Emily's world, and I'm betting you won't want to leave until we uncover every last secret. Let's talk about why this story hits so close to home. We've all had moments where we've taken a leap. Maybe a new job, a move to a new city, or even a chance on love, without knowing what's waiting on the other side. That's what makes Emily's story so relatable. She's not some untouchable heroine. She's you, she's me. She's the person who's ever dared to chase a dream and stumbled into something bigger than they expected. Right now, you're probably wondering, what's the catch? Why is this mansion job such a big deal? And why has this mysterious owner been dreaming of her? I get it. Your curiosity is buzzing, and that's exactly why I'm here. I'm not going to leave you hanging. This video is built to answer those questions, to peel back the layers of this haunting, beautiful story until you're sitting there, jaw dropped, thinking, no way. But to get there, you've got to stick with me, because every moment of this introduction is setting the stage for a revelation that'll make your heart race. Let's set the scene. Picture this, a small-town girl, Emily Harper, 26 years old, with big dreams but a bank account that's seen better days. She's the kind of person who lights up a room with her smile, but deep down, she's searching for something. Purpose, maybe, or a place to belong. Sound familiar? Maybe you've felt that same itch, that pull to find your path. Emily's been scraping by, working odd jobs, when she stumbles across an ad that feels like it was written just for her. Live-in caretaker needed for historic estate. Generous pay. Immediate start. The words leap off the screen, practically screaming opportunity. She applies, not expecting much, but when she gets the call inviting her to Blackwood Manor, a sprawling mansion tucked away in the misty hills of upstate New York, her whole world shifts. It's the kind of place you'd see in a movie. Towering stone walls, ivy creeping up the sides, windows that seem to watch you as you approach. But it's not just the mansion that's captivating. It's the man who owns it. Enter Julian Blackwood, the enigmatic millionaire who lives there alone, surrounded by whispers of his family's dark past. He's in his early 40s, with sharp features and eyes that seem to hold 1,000 secrets. When Emily arrives, he greets her with a strange intensity, like he's been waiting for her his whole life. And here's where it gets weird. Julian's been having vivid dreams about a woman he's never met. A woman who looks exactly like Emily. Night after night, she's haunted his sleep, her face etched into his mind like a prophecy. But how? Why? And what does it mean now that she's standing in his home, completely unaware of the role she's already played in his world? I know what you're thinking. This sounds like something out of a novel, right? But that's what makes this story so addictive. It's got that perfect mix of real human emotion and just enough mystery to keep you guessing. Let's talk about you for a second. You're here because you love a good story, one that pulls you in and makes you feel something. Maybe you're drawn to the idea of fate, of two people connected in ways they can't explain. Or maybe you're hooked on the suspense, the creeping sense that there's more to Blackwood Manor than meets the eye. Either way, I'm talking directly to you, and I'm promising you this. If you stay with me, you're going to get answers. Not just the what happens next kind, but the deep, satisfying kind that make you feel like you've lived this story alongside Emily. You're going to feel her hope, her fear, her confusion as she steps into a world that feels both foreign and strangely familiar. And you're going to wonder, just like I did, what you'd do if you were in her shoes. Would you stay in a place that feels like it's hiding something? Would you trust a man who claims he's seen you in his dreams? These are the questions that'll keep you watching, and I'm here to guide you through every step of the way. Let's dive a little deeper into the atmosphere of Blackwood Manor, because this place is practically a character in itself. Imagine walking through a grand foyer with a chandelier that flickers like it's got a mind of its own. The air is heavy with the scent of old wood and secrets, and every creak of the floorboards feels like the house is whispering to you. Emily's job is simple on paper. Keep the place tidy, manage the grounds, and assist Julian with whatever he needs. But from the moment she arrives, she can't shake the feeling that she's being watched, not just by Julian, but by the house itself. There are locked doors she's told never to open, portraits on the walls that seem to follow her with their eyes, and strange noises in the night that make her question her sanity. Yet, there's something about Julian that keeps her there. He's not what you'd expect from a reclusive millionaire. He's kind, almost gentle, but there's a weight to him, like he's carrying a burden he can't share. When he looks at Emily, it's not just attraction, it's recognition, like he's seeing someone he's known forever. And here's where the themes of this story start to take shape. Fate versus choice, truth versus illusion, and the blurry line between dreams and reality. You're probably wondering how these two people, Emily and Julian, ended up tangled in this web. Was it pure chance that brought her to his doorstep, or is something bigger at play? That's the question that's going to drive this video, and I'm not going to spoil it here. But I will tell you this. Every clue, every moment, every glance between them is leading to a truth that's bigger than either of them expected. Let's talk about why you need to keep watching. You're not just here for a story. You're here for the feeling of unraveling a mystery alongside someone who gets you. I'm not some distant narrator. I'm your friend, your guide, the one who's just as obsessed with this tale as you are. I've poured my heart into crafting this video because I know what it's like to crave a story that makes you feel alive, that makes you think about your own life in a new way. Emily's journey is going to challenge everything you think you know about love, destiny, and the secrets we keep from ourselves. And here's my master move to keep you hooked. I'm not going to give you half answers or leave you frustrated. Every question you have right now, about the dreams, the mansion, the connection between Emily and Julian, is going to be answered by the end of this video. But to get there, you've got to trust me and stick around, because the path to those answers is paved with twists that'll make your heart pound. Let's set up the primary conflict without giving too much away. Emily's drawn to Julian, not just because he's charming, but because there's a pull between them that feels almost supernatural. Yet, the more she learns about Blackwood Manor, the more she senses danger. There are rumors in the nearby town, whispers of a tragedy that struck the Blackwood family decades ago, of a curse that lingers in the walls. Julian brushes off the stories, but his eyes betray a flicker of fear when Emily asks too many questions. And then there's the matter of the dreams. Why has Julian been seeing her? Are they just dreams, or something more? Emily starts to wonder if she's there by choice or if she's been drawn into a trap she can't escape. The tension between her growing feelings for Julian and her instinct to run is what's going to keep you on the edge of your seat. You're going to feel her struggle, her hope, her fear, because this isn't just her story. It's a story about what it means to trust, to love, and to face the unknown. Right now, you're probably itching to know what happens next. I don't blame you. I felt the same way when I first started piecing this story together. That's why I'm asking you to stay with me, to keep watching, because we're about to dive into the heart of this mystery. You're not just a viewer. You're part of this journey. You're the one who's going to gasp when the truth starts to unravel, who's going to root for Emily as she navigates a world that's equal parts beautiful and terrifying. And I'm here to make sure you don't miss a single moment. So, let's talk about what's coming. In the next part of this video, we're going to follow Emily as she settles into Blackwood Manor, as she starts to uncover clues about Julian's past and the dreams that brought them together. But here's the thing. Every step she takes brings her closer to a truth that could change everything, or destroy it. I'm not going to lie. This story is going to get intense. There are moments that'll make your heart race, moments that'll make you question what you believe. But I promise, it's worth it. You're going to get the answers you came for, and they're going to hit you in the best way possible. So, here's where we leave you for now, on the edge of something big. Emily's standing in the grand hallway of Blackwood Manor, her bags at her feet, Julian's eyes locked on hers. He steps closer, his voice low, and says, "You have no idea how long I've been waiting for you." The air between them crackles with something unspoken, something that feels like fate. But is it a promise or a warning? What does Julian know? And what's hiding behind the locked doors of Blackwood Manor? Keep watching, my friend, because the truth is closer than you think, and it's going to blow your mind. As Emily stands frozen in the grand hallway of Blackwood Manor, Julian's words echo in her mind. "You have no idea how long I've been waiting for you." The weight of his gaze feels like a tether, pulling her deeper into a mystery she's only beginning to sense. The chandelier above casts flickering shadows across the polished marble floor, and for a moment, she swears she hears a faint whisper, like the house itself is trying to speak. Her heart races, torn between the thrill of being seen so intensely and the nagging instinct that something isn't right. You're probably feeling it too, aren't you? That mix of curiosity and unease, the kind that makes you lean closer to the screen, wondering what you'd do in her place. Would you step forward, drawn to the enigma of Julian Blackwood, or would you grab your bags and run? That's the magic of this story. It's not just Emily's journey. It's yours too. I'm right here with you, unraveling this tale, and I promise we're going to dig deeper into the secrets of Blackwood Manor, peeling back layers that'll leave you hooked. Let's step into Emily's world and explore the background that brought her here, the shadows of Julian's past, and the subplots that are starting to weave themselves into this haunting narrative. Stick with me, because the tension is only going to build, and every detail is a clue to the truth we're chasing. Emily's first night in the mansion is anything but restful. Her room, a sprawling suite with velvet curtains and a four-poster bed, feels like a museum exhibit, beautiful but cold, like it's been untouched for decades. She lies awake, replaying Julian's words, trying to make sense of the strange pull she feels toward him. She's no stranger to taking risks. Growing up in a small town in Ohio, she learned early on that opportunities don't just knock, you have to chase them. Her parents, hard-working but always struggling, instilled in her a fierce independence, but also a longing for something more. That's why the ad for Blackwood Manor felt like fate. It wasn't just the promise of good pay, it was the chance to escape the monotony of her life, to step into a story bigger than herself. But now, as the wind howls outside and the house creaks like it's alive, she wonders if she's bitten off more than she can chew. You've been there, right? That moment when a dream starts to feel like a gamble, and you're not sure if you're winning or losing. Emily's not alone in this feeling, and that's where the story starts to twist. There's another perspective we need to consider, one that adds a new layer of intrigue. Clara, the elderly housekeeper who's been with the Blackwood family for decades. Clara's a woman of few words, her face etched with lines that tell stories she'll never share. When she shows Emily around the mansion the next morning, her hands tremble slightly as she points out the rules. Don't enter the West Wing, don't touch the family portraits, and never ask Julian about his dreams. Emily catches a flicker of fear in Clara's eyes when she mentions Julian, and it's enough to plant a seed of doubt. Why is Clara so protective of her employer? What does she know about the dreams that she's not saying? Clara's presence introduces a subplot that's going to simmer beneath the surface, a thread of loyalty and secrets that ties her to the Blackwood family in ways Emily can't yet imagine. You're probably wondering if Clara's a friend or a foe, and that's exactly the kind of question that keeps this story alive. Let's talk about Julian for a moment, because he's the heart of this mystery. On the surface, he's everything you'd expect from a man like him. Polished, charismatic, with a voice that could convince you the sky is green. But there's a shadow to him, a weight that hangs in the air whenever he's near. Emily learns bits and pieces about his past from the locals when she ventures into the nearby town of Willow Creek. The townsfolk are quick to gossip, their voices hushed as they talk about the Blackwood family's fall from grace. Decades ago, the manor was the center of high society, hosting lavish parties that drew the elite from across the country. But a tragedy, something vague about a fire and a lost heir, changed everything. Julian's parents died when he was young, leaving him to inherit a legacy tainted by rumors of a curse. The townspeople call him reclusive, eccentric, even dangerous, but Emily sees something else in him. A man haunted, not just by his dreams, but by a truth he's afraid to face. You're feeling that pull, aren't you? The need to know what's driving Julian, what's tying him to Emily in this almost supernatural way. That's the beauty of this story. It's not just about what's happening now, but about the echoes of the past that are starting to surface. Let's introduce another subplot, one that adds a new dimension to the tension. Emily isn't the only newcomer at Blackwood Manor. There's Lucas, a groundskeeper in his late 20s, hired just a week before Emily arrived. He's rugged with a quick smile and a knack for fixing things, but there's a sharpness to him, like he's always watching, always listening. Lucas seems friendly enough, offering Emily tips on navigating the manor's quirks, but there's something off about the way he avoids Julian's gaze, the way he lingers near the locked West Wing when he thinks no one's watching. Emily catches him one afternoon, staring at a faded photograph he quickly tucks into his pocket, a picture of a young woman who looks eerily familiar. Is Lucas connected to the Blackwood family's past? Does he know something about the dreams or the manor's secrets? His presence adds a layer of suspicion, making Emily question who she can trust in this place where everyone seems to be hiding something. You're probably starting to see the web forming, right? The way every character, every glance, every locked door is building towards something bigger. That's what makes this story so addictive. It's not just one mystery, but a tapestry of them, each one pulling you deeper into the heart of Blackwood Manor. Let's deepen the plot by exploring the mansion itself, because this place is more than just a setting. It's a puzzle waiting to be solved. Emily's days are filled with routine tasks, dusting banisters, tending to the overgrown gardens, but she can't shake the feeling that the house is watching her. One evening, while exploring the library, she finds a hidden compartment in a bookshelf, containing a leather-bound journal that looks ancient. The pages are filled with elegant handwriting, detailing the life of a woman named Eleanor Blackwood, Julian's great-aunt, who lived in the manor a century ago. Eleanor's entries speak of love, betrayal, and a promise made under a blood moon, a promise that seems to echo Julian's dreams. Emily's breath catches as she reads a description of a woman who sounds like her, down to the curve of her jaw and the fire in her eyes. Is it possible that history is repeating itself? Or is something darker at play, something that's been waiting for Emily to arrive? The journal introduces a new layer of mystery, hinting at a connection between past and present that's as unsettling as it is captivating. You're probably itching to know more, to flip through those pages with Emily and uncover the truth. That's exactly why you need to keep watching, because every clue is leading us closer to a revelation that'll turn this story upside down. Let's talk about the emotional stakes, because this isn't just a ghost story or a romance. It's a journey into the human heart. Emily's starting to feel something for Julian, despite her better judgment. His vulnerability, the way he talks about his dreams like they're both a gift and a curse, draws her in. But every time she gets close, he pulls back, like he's afraid of what might happen if he lets her in. It's a dance of trust and fear, and it's mirrored in Emily's own heart. She's scared, not just of the manor's secrets, but of what it means to be seen so completely by someone like Julian. You've felt that, haven't you? The thrill and terror of letting someone into your world, of wondering if they'll break your heart or change your life. That's what makes Emily so real, so human. She's not just a character. She's you, navigating a world that's equal parts beautiful and dangerous. And then there's the town of Willow Creek, which adds another perspective to the story. The locals have their own theories about Blackwood Manor, passed down through generations like folklore. There's Old Man Tucker, who runs the general store and claims he saw a figure in the manor's windows years ago, long after it was supposed to be empty. There's Sarah, the librarian, who warns Emily to leave before it's too late, her voice trembling with something like guilt. These townsfolk aren't just background noise. They're pieces of the puzzle, each one holding a fragment of the truth about the Blackwood family. Their stories weave a subplot of community and suspicion, making Emily question whether the danger lies within the manor or outside it. You're starting to feel the weight of this world, aren't you? The way every detail, every character, is pulling you deeper into the mystery. That's what makes this story so special. It's not just about Emily and Julian. It's about a place, a history, a legacy that's bigger than any one person. Let's end this section on a note that'll keep you on the edge of your seat. One night, as Emily's reading Eleanor's journal by candlelight, she hears a soft knock at her door. Her heart pounds. She's alone in the East Wing, and it's well past midnight. She opens the door to find no one there, just a single rose lying on the floor, its petals blood-red and impossibly fresh. Tucked beneath it is a note in Julian's handwriting. "Meet me in the West Wing at dawn. There's something you need to see." Her pulse races as she stares at the locked West Wing door at the end of the hall, its iron handle gleaming in the moonlight. What's waiting for her behind that door? Is Julian leading her to answers, or into a trap? And why does the rose feel like a warning? You're dying to know, aren't you? So am I. Keep watching, my friend, because the next part of this story is going to take us somewhere we never expected, and the truth is closer than we think. https://chat.com/the haunting lullaby echoes from the depths of the hidden staircase, its melody curling around Emily's heart like a cold hand, while the locket pulses against her chest, its crescent moon engraving glowing faintly in the dim light of Blackwood Manor's West Wing. Julian's grip on her hand is tight, his eyes pleading as he urges her to descend into the unknown, whispering that it's the only way to end the curse that's haunted his family for generations. Lucas stands in their way, his face a mask of warning, the tattered book in his hands open to a sketch of the crescent moon and that chilling word, sacrifice. You're right there with Emily, aren't you? Your pulse racing, your mind spinning with questions about what lies below, what the locket means, and who, or what, Emily truly is. I'm just as hooked, my friend, and I promise you, this is the moment we've been building toward. We're diving into the climax of this mystery, where every secret, every dream, every locked door will finally open to reveal the truth. But brace yourself, because the resolution is going to hit hard, with a final twist that'll leave you stunned. Let's follow Emily down that staircase, into the heart of Blackwood Manor's darkest secret, and uncover the answers we've been chasing together. As Emily takes her first step into the darkness, the air grows colder, the lullaby louder, and the walls of the narrow passage seem to pulse with a life of their own. Julian and Lucas follow close behind, their footsteps echoing like a countdown to destiny. You're probably wondering if Emily's walking into a trap, and I get it, that's what makes this moment so gripping. Her courage, her fear, her need to know the truth mirror the way we all face the unknown in our own lives, chasing answers even when the path scares us. The staircase spirals deeper than seems possible, leading to a cavernous chamber lit by flickering torches. At its center stands an ancient stone altar, carved with the same crescent moon symbol, and above it hangs a massive portrait of Lila, the woman from Julian's locket, her eyes staring down at Emily like a mirror from the past. The lullaby stops abruptly, and the silence is deafening. Emily's breath catches as she realizes the locket is now burning hot, its glow illuminating a faded inscription on the altar. The promise binds the soul through time. This is it, the climax, the moment where the threads of fate, dreams, and history collide. Julian's voice trembles as he explains that Lila, his long-lost cousin, made a pact under a blood moon decades ago, a ritual to save the Blackwood family from ruin. But the pact came at a price. Her soul was bound to the manor, destined to return in another form to complete the sacrifice. Julian's dreams, he believes, were Lila's spirit calling out, guiding him to Emily, the one meant to break the cycle, or fulfill it. You're feeling the weight of this, right? The way the past is reaching out to claim Emily, pulling her into a story she never asked for. But before she can process it, Lucas steps forward, his voice steady but urgent, and drops a bombshell that changes everything. Lucas isn't just a groundskeeper. He's Lila's grandson, born to a secret child she left behind before her disappearance. He's been searching for answers his whole life, tracking down the book that details the ritual, and he believes Emily isn't just connected to Lila. She is Lila, reincarnated to face the choice her ancestor couldn't. The photograph he carried, the one he hid from Emily, was of his mother, who looked just like Lila and Emily, a lineage tied to the manor's curse. This revelation hits like a thunderbolt, and you're probably reeling as much as Emily is. Is she truly Lila's reincarnation? Or is Lucas mistaken, driven by his own desperation? The tension in the chamber is suffocating as Emily grapples with her identity, her feelings for Julian, and the terrifying possibility that her life was never her own. You're on the edge of your seat, wondering how she'll break free, and that's when the resolution begins to unfold, weaving together every subplot into a tapestry of truth and redemption. Emily's eyes lock on the altar, and she feels a surge of clarity, like Lila's memories are flooding her mind. She sees flashes of the ritual, a blood moon, a desperate plea, a promise to return, and understands that Lila's sacrifice was never completed. The curse bound her soul to the manor, trapping her descendants in a cycle of loss and pain. Clara's warnings, the townsfolk's fears, the journal's cryptic entries, they all point to this moment. Emily realizes the locket isn't just a relic. It's the key to ending the curse, but it requires a choice. Destroy the locket and risk losing herself, or let the cycle continue, dooming Julian and the manor forever. You've faced choices like this, haven't you? Moments where the right path feels like a leap into the unknown, where courage means trusting yourself above all else. Emily's heart pounds as she turns to Julian, seeing the fear and love in his eyes, and then to Lucas, whose desperation mirrors her own. She knows what she has to do. With trembling hands, she places the locket on the altar, whispering an apology to Lila, to herself, to the past she's only beginning to understand. As she smashes the locket with a stone, a blinding light erupts, and the chamber shakes, the portrait of Lila crumbling to dust. The curse is broken, the air clearing like a storm passing, but the cost is immediate. Emily collapses, her vision fading as Julian catches her, his voice a distant plea. You're holding your breath, wondering if she's paid the ultimate price, and that's when the final twist hits, a revelation that'll leave you in awe. As Emily's eyes flutter open, she's no longer in the chamber. She's in her room at Blackwood Manor, the morning light streaming through the window, and Julian is sitting beside her, relief flooding his face. But something's different. She feels lighter, freer, like a weight has been lifted. Clara enters, her eyes soft for the first time, and hands Emily a letter she found in the library, written by Lila decades ago. The letter reveals that Lila's pact wasn't just about sacrifice. It was about love, a promise to return not to die, but to live, to break the cycle by choosing herself. Emily wasn't Lila's reincarnation. She was her redemption, a descendant chosen by fate to finish what Lila started. The dreams, the locket, the manor's whispers, they were Lila's way of guiding Emily home, not to a trap, but to a truth that set them both free. You're feeling the goosebumps, aren't you? The way this twist redefines everything, turning a story of fear into one of hope and legacy. Let's wrap up the subplots to give you that satisfying closure you've been craving. Clara, now unburdened by the manor's secrets, confesses she knew Lila as a child and stayed to protect her legacy. Her warnings meant to guide Emily, not scare her. She retires to Willow Creek, her heart lighter, and the townsfolk begin to see Blackwood Manor not as a cursed estate, but as a place of healing. Lucas, finally at peace with his mother's story, decides to stay on as groundskeeper, his bond with Emily growing into a quiet friendship rooted in shared truth. The townsfolk's rumors fade, replaced by stories of Emily's courage, and Sarah, the librarian, starts a project to preserve the manor's history, ensuring Lila's story is never forgotten. Julian and Emily, their connection deepened by what they've endured, choose to stay at the manor, turning it into a haven for artists and dreamers, a place where the past is honored but no longer binds. You're probably smiling right now, feeling that warmth of a story well told, but let's reflect on what this all means, because this is where the story leaves its mark. This journey wasn't just about curses or dreams, it was about finding yourself in the chaos, about trusting your heart even when the world feels like it's falling apart. Emily's story reminds us that we're all tied to something bigger, whether it's family, history, or the choices we make. You've been with her every step of the way, feeling her fear, her hope, her triumph, and that's what makes this story unforgettable. It's not just a mystery. It's a mirror, showing us what it means to be human, to love, to fight for the truth. As we close, picture Emily standing on the manor's balcony, the wind carrying the scent of roses, Julian by her side, the future wide open. You're part of this moment, my friend, because you stuck with me, and I'm so grateful. This story's ending isn't just Emily's. It's yours, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there's a light waiting to be found. So what's next? Hit that like button, share this video with someone who loves a good mystery, and let me know in the comments. What would you have done in Emily's shoes? Until next time, keep chasing your own truths, and I'll see you in the next story.